So I'm just gonna get right into it. The release date, well, not really release date, but like launch date, and I'm gonna say either February 9th, which is like 2 days from now. Uh, that'd be a Wednesday. Today's Monday, day after the Super Bowl. Um, so yeah, that was the original one, mainly because in the iOS, let me show you right here. This is 4.3 beta 2. If you go into wallpaper, let's see if you can even see this. Hold on. Well, right there, right below my finger, it says 9th, and what that means is that's basically a 4.3 beta. This is the iPad 2. As you said, 9th, and this is really interesting on the iPhone 4, or not the iPhone 4. Well, actually, yeah, the iPhone 4. It came out on the same day, like number day, as it says in the picture right there, the screenshot. Same thing with the iPad 1 and the iPhone 3G, and that led people to believe that, like, oh, this is pretty interesting. And it's a Wednesday, and Wednesdays is when normally Apple does their whole deal with showing things off. So I don't have auto brightness on. There we go. So there's that. So yeah, I'm running 4.3 beta 2. But also there's a lot of speculation on that. I mean, it's February 7th right now. I haven't heard a single thing about that possibly happening. So that's probably not going to happen. A lot of people are saying February 14th, Valentine's Day, which is a Monday. I really have doubts about that. And yeah, it's Valentine's Day. And then a lot of people are saying February 17th, sometime after that, because of Chinese New Year or something about that. I really have my doubts on that too. But I'm thinking sometime in February, if not then March, obviously. I'm really stoked. So yeah. On the inside, this is a whole different story. The iPad 1, iPhone 4, and iPod Touch have a A4 processor, which is an SGX 533, or 535 actually, single core graphics processor, GPU, and a 1 gigahertz, just Samsung whatever. Yeah. That's an A4 processor. The iPad 2 is gonna have an A5 processor, which is a Cortex A9 dual core processor running at 1.2 gigahertz. This is 1 gigahertz single core A8 processor, and it's gonna have a dual core SGX 543. Yeah, SGX 543 processor. That's gonna amp the graphics, like the capability is like 200 to 300%. So like 2 to 3 times better than the iPad 1. The graphics are already pretty damn amazing here. So graphics on here are already like PS2 graphics. I can't wait to see what the iPad 2 is going to have. Next up, I'm going to just talk about the features. Obviously, it's going to have a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. About the cameras, the people rumors as of iOS 4.2 beta 2, or 4.3 beta 2, which is what I'm running here. In this, they show that it would probably be a 0.3 megapixel in the front, 0.7 in the back. That's really gay. That's the iPod Touch's iPod Touch cameras, which is really good for video actually, but it's really sad for pictures. It's really horrible pictures, really good video. They say that they might do this because who's gonna just be like holding up their iPad, be like, hold on, I need to take a picture. No, you look like a retard. Like an idiot. But, yeah. So they're probably not going to have that great a camera. But in beta 3 that just recently came out, like last week, it actually ends up showing like a rear camera as of 3 megapixels. But I don't know if they just threw that in there just to make people think it's going to be a 3 megapixel camera. They can really put anything they want in there and just release it out to the developers, and people dig through it and find out what they can. Alright, so next is I've been keeping up on like all the information going on lately. They're not gonna have aluminum backing. Remember, this is all rumors. This is could be like completely wrong, and this is gonna end up being like nothing as of what I'm explaining. But these are like my final predictions. So, aluminum, no, not gonna be there, but more like a carbon fiber like material. Carbon fiber, if you don't know, is really lightweight. I actually had a skateboard deck, a Mullen Uberlight, and it actually has carbon fiber on the inside. And yeah, yeah. So aluminum backing. Well, I think my friend Michael's being a douchebag, and he's probably gonna watch this video, and he's gonna notice that he said something on here. Yeah, he just said bitch. So next, so when 4.3 beta 1 first came out, they thought there would be no home button because there's multi-touch gestures with at least 4 or 5 fingers. So probably gonna get rid of that? No, probably not gonna anymore. Probably gonna keep that, and I'm just gonna say that. They're like, it's not a big video. It's gonna have the same buttons. It's gonna have a better loudspeaker right here. The speaker on this thing really does suck. It's really not that great, but it's gonna have a better loudspeaker. That's basically what's on the outside, and it's gonna have like the same buttons and all that. Apple's like working on NFC, yeah, NFC, near field communications, which basically like you scan like the digitizer, which is the touchscreen, in case you didn't know. You scan the digitizer over whatever when you're like gonna buy something, and it acts like a credit card. And yeah, I see a lot of problems with that. You steal your iPad, you friggin' lost. Lose your iPad somewhere. Yeah, that's not really good. And it also probably have to most likely be a 3G type model to have an NCF. Otherwise, how would it connect to the internet? So yeah, that's all the information I got here. Subscribe. This might be my last prediction video before the iPad 2 does come out, which I will be getting. And then I'll do a full unboxing and everything about that. And that'll probably be around March or April. Of those two. So yeah, subscribe, click on the iPad to do nothing.